Hi, I'm Chucky, and first and foremost, Merry Christmas. Second off, today I'm being a DM, and the two unfortunate souls who lent their hands to this game taking place are Taylan and Spider. Say hi, guys.
Hi guys.
Hello, my name is Taylan, and I'm being forced here against my will. I wanna go home, guys.
Honestly, at this point, I don't think anyone would be surprised about that. But yeah, in a bit to present like more varied things, like I promised, I decided to run a one-shot for Monster of the Week, especially since both Taylan and Spider have expressed enjoyment in the games I run. So I decided to share it with people because, you know, I found it a cool system. The basic of it is that it's a Powered by the Apocalypse system. Pretty much is just skill checks most of the time, and the fight scenes when they happen are pretty much cinematic in description. Like, you do this, I do that, we roll to see what happens. And every check is just 2d6, that's 2 six-sided dice, and then you add the relevant modifier. The characters they are playing today are essentially Victor Seltz. Taylan will be playing Victor Seltz, who is whose class essentially is. Sorry. No, by all means.
Thank you. So my character's name is Victor Stoltz, and he is the Wronged. Now, in the Monster of the Week, there are several classes depending on your archetype from horror movies. There is the Mundane, the Outsider, the Monster, the Chosen One, and the Ancient Warrior, and all that. I am playing Victor Seltz as the Wronged. Like, he's basically the Punisher. They messed him up, and now he's after vengeance. You know what I'm saying? And also, fun fact, because I kind of want to mention it, all three of us have been running a Monster of the Week campaign before, and Victor Stealth is actually an imported NPC in that, so this is basically a prequel to him.
Yeah, and sadly this also means that no matter what happens, well, even if he does die, he is narratively coming back. Spoilers, I guess.
Yeah.
Additionally, the character, I did envision him pretty much as an XP of Victor Southspire from Vermintide, so that inspiration is pretty much like on the nose. Hell, he even uses a brace of pistols as a weapon. Whereas Spider's character is a fellow by the name of Benjamin Langley, who I think you've described him as a dandy, right, Spider?
So the whole idea of his character is, I kind of googled it, and I don't even know when in the 1800s you said it would be, but
very early, like first decade.
Yeah, it's at least 50 years too early for dandies. They started like being a thing about 50-60 years after this. So he was kind of like, is very obscure in history, you know, and people, only certain people would know. Like, yeah, I guess some people consider him the first dandy, quote unquote. But that's kind of his like whole thing, is that he's kind of very out of place with people. He's just someone that people obscurely know of, and he's someone who kind of sometimes talks about, like, quote unquote, the Fanged, right? What are the Fanged? What are these people? And his whole thing is he's just very, like, a very interesting, unusual individual that not many people like where he is from, and he's just a monster hunter, and nobody knows about it because he just, even if he talks about it, it's so roundabout and weird that, like, it's just kind of alien to people that, like, all of a sudden he just talks about, but whenever he goes with his hunter rifle around, it's like, I've been hunting, yes, not gonna really say what, but that's kind of the idea. And he's like a very, very low aristocrat. The like, one of the first dandies, I believe, was a very low ranking aristocrat, so it's kind of that's kind of what I based him off of. But that's kind of his whole idea. He's like very weird and gets visions sometimes, and talks about them around about. But yeah, for the most part, that's his character, and he got a vision that he probably should visit the old hag, right?
Specifically, what will be springing them into action for this session is the fact that Mary Bateman, the Yorkshire witch, she is like a historical domain person, like a real person, whose hen would lay eggs that foretold the future and said stuff like Christ is coming. She's pretty much one of the earliest, I think, modern example of what a scam psychic is. But on that same note, you know, this is basically urban fantasy, and we've gone retro. I want to underline, it low-key feels like Benjamin Langley is, like, the way you've made him, he's just like a Western version, a Western retro version of Jujutsu Sorcerer, because he fights shit that nobody sees, he's hella weird, and he, like, isn't necessarily a entirely moral person, and people see him as weird.
Yeah, basically. I mean, that is, like, the whole, like, his whole deal. Very obscure, weird, kind of like, I mean, you know, kind of like when people talk about Doctor Who. It's like, yeah, there was this man that appeared that one day. It's like, nobody really knows what the fuck he was about. Like, some people said he was called the Doctor, you know? It's like, kind of like that. Kind of like, he keeps appearing, right? Like, in the case of Doctor Who, but, like, nobody knows about it. So it's like that, but, like, super obscure.
And it seems that recently, through some means or other, old Benjamin here has been... What's the word? Like the opposite of being vacated, you know, by
Situated?
I guess, like inside him something else, something seems to have situated itself.
Okay.
Because he is the spooky, which is essentially the kind of characters that are the probably easiest one to present is Annie from League of Legends, which is just like, you know, this normal-esque regular girl, but she houses through some means like some incredible like demonic power that is in some way a dark side. Okay, now to play Monster of the Week, there's, well, multiple things that are advisable to start when you start the game. There's things... What? I'm sorry?
No, I was calling for my mother. Please ignore.
Now, there is an entire paragraph about running history for the characters. And... let's... You know what, let's do that entire bit. This is something you usually need to do only for the first session. So, if you look at your classes, I guess at your playbook, you will see that there's a history tab, and while I explain highlighting, please choose a question for basically each other. Or I guess, you know, one of the options.
Right, how we know each other and all that, right?
Yes, what brings you two together, though admittedly the whole prophecy itself is, and you know, the threat of doom essentially is good enough a reason, but to also showcase the nitty-gritty of the system. And while you do that, I will be explaining how progression works in this game, because it can be pretty quick and it's a bit unintuitive if you're not necessarily used to anything other than D&D. Basically, while you play the game, you have 3 ways to gain experience, and all of them have to do with rolling dice. The first one and most common is going to be using one of your highlighted attributes. So when the game starts, each player has an attribute that is highlighted by a fellow player, and one that is highlighted by the DM. As the DM, I've already decided that Benjamin's highlighted attribute is going to be weird, and because one of his moves requires him to roll premonitions, requires him to make a roll of weird. before the session, that already marks him an experience point. The second way also has to do with rolling dice for checks, which is if you fail, something bad happens, but basically as a consolation prize, you gain an experience point. And lastly, some playbooks have moves that require you to that gain you an experience point when you employ them or within like specific circumstances. Now, this is essentially what is explained already. On top of that, once you've reached 5 experience points, you erase them all. You choose an improvement, which is either a stat improvement, taking another move, or some specific like playbook options. For example, the spooky can change some of their dark side tags. What else? Once you've leveled up enough times, 5 times if I recall correctly, you can choose advanced improvements, which essentially also allow you to multi-class more, and that's where like things get really weird. You can make other characters, you can change your character's playbook, so on and so forth.
Yeah, and there is also 2 more options, if I may interrupt. First is that you can actually like retire the characters, like, yeah, they've been through enough, let's just make sure they get a happy ending. Or if you're a monster, you can make sure your character goes evil, or like this is not gonna happen because it's the one shot, or in my case, I can basically force the DM to make the next adventure about me and the monster that I'm tracking down.
Yeah, there's multiple advanced improvements, that's why I didn't get into them, because there's also things like basically deleting a dark side tag for your spooky, which I'm currently looking at and giving as an example. But the core point is that advanced improvements, on top of being more versatile, are also less direct upgrades compared to the normal ones. So yeah. Now, did you two decide how, like, the history options?
Spider, you wanna go first? Because
I didn't exactly find the history.
I'm just gonna send you a screenshot.
no, if you want, I can do it for this. I'm gonna put it on the post. Where is it?
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I mean, just off topic. I mean, on topic. I think the easiest is just to say like we definitely know each other, so we're something like acquaintances or friends.
Okay.
And we met. Maybe we met a while ago by killing some creature.
Yeah, that's an idea. One idea is, I don't know if that's gonna exactly work, is that we don't know each other before the session, but we meet because of the fact that we have the same, like, the curse prophecy on us.
That is a perfectly fine option. I've mentioned it as kind of like the baseline. So if both of you are fine with just that, we can go with that. But normally, as a way to kind of kickstart and make every new character pop, you have the option to essentially collaboratively build a backstory, because essentially Monster of the Week is more improv theater than, for example, D&D.
Yeah, it's more for RP than, like, it's more for RP role
Than G.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, with that out of the way, let's go to highlighting. Now I have a nifty little notepad here where I'm going to be marking which stats you have highlighted. So let's start with Victor, so that we have Benjamin fully tagged.
Oh, I'm choosing one for Benjamin now?
Yes, you will be choosing one for Benjamin outside of Weird, which is already highlighted.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna take one of my drawbacks and I'm gonna say the sharp one.
How ironic, because Sharp is actually his better his other +2. All right. Now, Benjamin, you must. I feel like I'm chastising you when I go like Benjamin. Choose a attribute for Victor to highlight.
I believe he is kind of a tough guy, so we're gonna go with tough.
That is very much correct. And on that same token, I am going to be highlighting cool. Alright, so with that out of the way, let's decide on the scene. So, like we've said, both the horrific things that send you out on this adventure happened prior. Oh yeah, before anything, I'm using Foundry VTT if... I guess that is pretty obvious. Very much recommended. Cool system. Not a sponsor. Okay, good. So
before, and it was absolutely torture for our good old checker here.
Well, admittedly, it was with Pathfinder, which is poorly, not fantastically done. D&D does work quite well enough, but it's also an old, like, it's Fantasy Grounds Classic, not Unity.
Oh, by the way, I should ask, since we got Foundry, should I delete Fantasy Ground if we're not gonna use it anymore?
That's an apt question, and the answer is probably yeah, because I don't really plan on running D&D again, I guess. Because it ain't the same, man. It ain't the same. Pathfinder's way cooler. It is like more math than game, but we're digressing. So both Victor and Benjamin have run into a essentially misfortune. Now, the Yorkshire Witch, like I've said, was known for her chicken that lay eggs with prophecies such as Christ is coming. And in this case, she prophesied doom for people whose names were found among her clutch of eggs. And two of those names were Benjamin Langley and Victor Seltz. Now, obviously, your characters more than likely dismissed her out of hand as a cookster, and because of that, you kind of went on with a couple of days before both of you ran into some rather great misfortunes that set you out to essentially see what can be done about this curse. Would you like to explain these, let's call them misfortunes or trials, that your characters have already faced, or should I go ahead?
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, actually, Taylan.
Yeah, thanks for the spider. So Victor Stelz had like a family, I suppose. Like he had a pregnant wife, he had a dog, and all of them were fucked, and all of them were murdered. The apartment trashed with a wall, or like a blood on the wall, just saying "you're next." So that's kind of fucked up. So he has to, go and one, stop the curse, and two, probably get revenge against something. Also,
something must pay.
Yeah,
but
something
yes.
must pay. If nobody can pay, if I cannot find something that will pay, then I will make sure everybody pays. Mind if I present an idea to you?
Let's get Spider's side of the story out of the way, and then sure, go on ahead.
Yeah, no, don't worry. It is minor, unimportant. We can just do without it.
No, go ahead, Spider.
The basic idea is that, he was going about his business as he started to get visions more frequently, as almost like splashes of history books. Benjamin Langley died in a ditch one day. Many people started laughing at him and all of that, calling him a freak, and then basically he got dozens upon dozens of visions where he died in multiple ways, or basically his legacy was besmirched, or he brought shame on his family. One of those was what I sent you, Chucky, with him being found dead in an alleyway in beggar's clothes, even though he never dressed like that. That was just one of the basic ways, kind of how I envisioned it. Haha. Um, and basically, when he kind of cemented that something is going wrong, is when he saw a kind of a vision of his, so to say, demon. I called him Desmond, right?
All right.
And like the basic idea is like your time is coming, and that was the basic scene of him, just kind of appearing before finally taking like humanoid form, but still kind of very like demonish. So he just got plenty scared because he never saw him physically. It was almost like a voice sometimes, and all of that. So that just kind of choked him to his bones, and all of these things started happening. He started getting pains, and his magic stopped working in certain situations, and it was more than a block, and he would just hear laughing like, your time is coming, your time is coming, as he had to solve his other hunts very differently. He actually started using his thunder rifle for which is kind of unusual for him and stuff like that. So it was a lot harder, and he tried researching it for a little bit, for a while, trying to see what it could be, and then he remembered the story of the hag.
Well, she's not precisely a hag. She's a witch, but she's
A witch, okay.
but she's not a hag. Pretty sure she was like 41 when she died.
That's fine.
Yeah, and this takes place obviously before that.
Okay, I'll call her the witch then.
So yeah, or does it? Hold on, where's the?
Yeah. Nice.
No, it does. It does. But yeah. So, with that in mind, your characters find you two find yourselves essentially walking the streets. You two met each other because it's not like you've been like when you heard that your name was pulled from one of the eggs in one of her clutch, because she had honestly no real way to kind of know about you. At least Benjamin, maybe. He's not precisely, high nobility, but he's reasonably... what's the word I'm looking for? But he could be known. But Victor is essentially just a average kind of person. It was weird. So it was a curiosity to go see her, which is where as well you were told about the Witches Cauldron, and that you must go there so that you may be cleansed of your doom and stuff, and you were told where it is. So we're just gonna go that you find yourselves in on the streets of Yorkshire. It's a pretty cold, late autumn day. People are kind of walking around you, it's hustling, bustling, and the two of you recognize each other as you are headed towards the same in the same direction. You're like, hey, you're that guy I met 3 days ago or so when we were at that weird Bateman lady.
Yeah. Oh, how's your life been, huh? Good old buddy Chamo pal.
Victor, what a nice surprise. I haven't seen you for a little while now. As he's gonna extend a hand for a handshake.
Yeah. So Victor's gonna shake his hand while he's looking around carefully. If you notice two things about him. One, while he's shaking your hand, he is reaching for a gun in the back of his hand, just to be extra sure. And two, his clothes actually seem to have a weird brown pattern to them, which, if you have a keen nose, might actually find out is dried blood.
Victor, friend, you seem fairly paranoid.
It's the witch. She did something to me. Look. She's like, oh, I just read the prophecy of the chickens. She's lying. She put the curse on us. Maybe me. What about you? Has anything happened to you since the chicken?
I like he's gonna nod. I must say that fairly many an atrocity has happened. Had to I even so to say seem to lose my powers. I seem to get many vision, many embarrassment. As this prophecy, I am very worried about it quite much.
Oh, yeah.
Therefore, I came here to investigate, and I can't seem to shake the feeling that many bad things happen to you as well.
You could say that in a way, although I don't think how that's important to the conversation. Let's just get to the witch, please. The quicker we do this, the better.
True.
So the two of you hasten your way on the streets as you reach the block where you know the Yorkshire witch to live. And as the two of you make your way up the stairs, you come to her door where you've, like I've said, you've been before. And you go to knock on the door, but when you do that, the door almost creaks slightly open, as if it wasn't locked at all. As if it was open, even.
Strange. Somebody leaving the door open. He's gonna try to peek through.
So as Benjamin looks through, he sees a simple wooden chair with a woman sitting in it, back towards the door. She is sitting at a table, seemingly just kind of staring off into the distance, out the window, as she goes, "Oh, Mr. Seltz and Lankley, I've been expecting you."
Madame, as he tries to enter.
Alright, quick question, DM. If I make a decision that you're not gonna like or would be, breaking the law, would you stop me?
Yeah, it would be quite hard to do that if I'm being honest, because outside of Victor not being completely obliterated by something, I don't think there should be a problem.
So can I try to, I don't know, be aggressive, like try to beat her up Batman Arkham style? Breaks your jaw, then talk.
Well, I mean, yeah, you can do that. I would just advise you take a moment to, assess the situation, because you might not need to beat the answers out of her.
Alright, yeah. Yeah, okay, to be fair, I'm not gonna immediately go to violence. That might be a bit too much. Especially because I don't know if I heard that or am I just hallucinating, but I think is she an old lady?
No, she's at this point she's like in her late 30s.
Oh, then I'm probably older
So
than
he
her.
is old. Okay.
Bruh.
Okay, no, actually, you did tell me not to do these things. Sorry.
No. It's fine, because listen, this is just it's obviously just a joke. I mean, shit, we joke about ourselves being old, and we're like, what, at most 25.
I am old, yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna like grab her by the the shoulder clothes. I guess I'm gonna grab by the shoulders, like chicken. What is the deal with the chicken?
It tells the future, it does, and it foretold doom. I tried to warn you, I really did.
Come on, you. Okay, buddy, old pal, you cannot believe that, right? So the chicken is just laying prophecies. You know what's more believable? A witch doing it.
Well, I have to say that I personally have gotten many visions, and I wouldn't think that would be out of the realm of possibility.
No. This is what you repay me with? I tried to help you. I tried to warn you that you need to take the pilgrimage, and when the consequences come to, well, bite you in the ass, you still lay the blame on me? Do you think that's fair?
Yes, maybe. I don't know.
I have not suffered that much. However, my friend here might have been the one to pay the ultimate price. I have not said anything about the color on your clothes.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. You like the brown design on my clothes. This is the blood of my wife, you crazy old hack. Oh wait, you're younger than me. You crazy young hack.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Such a tragedy.
I am terribly sorry for your loss, but what fate has in store is not what I can alter. It is only up to you to make the change. So,
There is no such thing as fate. Things happen because people make decisions. Something that made the decision to murder my family, and I will make the decision to murder them. Question is how to find it. Maybe the chicken knows. Hey, chicken, come on. If you're that smart, give me another prophecy. Where is my wife's killer? I'm just gonna plead with the chicken at this point. Come on, chicken. I'll give you something if you do.
so the chicken, like, there is a chicken coop in front of the building that is built kind of like in the garden, because it's a small kind of block with a garden up front. But we're gonna say that, you kind of see the chicken kind of wandering in, because she obviously keeps them like half as pets.
Oh wait,
And-
there are multiple chickens?
Well, yeah, but it's only one that's like magical, and it's this one. It just kind of like walks up, Bogok, as it
God.
seems to sit down, and it does lay another egg. But what was your question? Because I kind of got distracted for a moment.
Okay, me or spiders?
You, Taylan.
Okay, two questions. First of all, is the magical... What was that?
No, I mean that you like said to the chicken.
Oh yeah, but before that, can I ask a question?
Ask
Is
away.
the magical chicken different from the other chickens? Like maybe he's golden or have a different color? Or am I just screaming into a random chicken? One.
You know what? I feel like Victor and Grundy might be more similar than they ever realized. But
Yeah, what the fuck of this scenario?
but to answer your question, so it is distinct from the other chickens in that it has like a more kind of like a specific pattern, but it's not like a golden chicken. It's not an blatantly like main character chicken, but yeah. So as I was asking, what was Victor asking the chicken?
If I remember right, my dialogue was, there is no such thing as... Okay, by the way, I am talking to the witch at first, then I turn to...
Yeah.
There is no such thing as fate. Things happen because people make decisions. Somebody made the decision to murder my wife, and I need to find out who. Then I turn to the chicken. So if you're really that good at this prophecy business, lay another one. Tell me who killed my wife. And that's the end of the dialogue.
But he cannot speak at this moment.
Oh, yeah.
So
Sorry.
like I've said, the chicken just goes peacock, and it lays another egg, and either of you, actually no, Victor, roll me sharp.
Alright. Could it be that's oh wait, sharp, okay. I was gonna be like maybe Spider should do it because I feel bad, kind of like taking the spotlight a bit too much.
You're not really. It's fine.
All right, so do I roll sharp?
Yes.
By the way, do I roll the physical dice or?
Do roll for the sake of recording on
Right. So the other player,
on Foundry.
right?
Okay, so the chicken, as the chicken rolls the egg, you see the witch kind of go, well then, I believe you can already tell that chicken is very much out of the ordinary, or at least his powers. And you can see that there's already like something written on there's 2 words written on the egg. Also mark experience.
Oh, right, because of the fact that I failed.
Yes. So, the egg is just kind of like laying there.
Okay. What are the words?
It reads Victor Seltz.
What? I killed my wife.
Perhaps, and this is just my idea. Perhaps to get to the truth, we must first break a few eggs to make an omelet.
Are you saying the prophecy might be inside the egg? Like maybe maybe the Victor says that this is who the prophecy is for, and the prophecy itself is inside the egg?
Why do you just repeat exactly what I just said?
I don't get it. Victor mom, this is a Thailand moment. I'm fucking stupid.
No. Well, that's because that's the thing. Like Benjamin has a very like weird way of expressing himself, and he did mean like let's look inside the egg. And you said that same thing, and that's like he's validating that that's what he meant to say, and to him it looked obvious.
Yeah, because when usually people say, "Oh, you gotta break a few eggs to make omelets," they usually talk about like sacrificing people for the greater good, like in the movies and such.
Yeah, or well, making sacrifices either way. But yeah, in this case, he did mean it literally, which is like that's the point of the character. But to like move back to the scene, Mary just goes, well, no, the prophecies are written on the eggs, but it need not be that your hands were the ones that caused the murder, merely your choices that led fate into that direction.
Yes, and like I said, no such thing as fate. My decisions. What decisions? Alright, even though I'm not exactly sure, I'm gonna still break the egg in hopes for a message inside, maybe.
Wait. She just kind of like goes and reaches down into a not cutlery drawer, whatchamacallit, into a cupboard, and pulls out a small bowl. She just goes, please do break it into this one, I don't want to have to clean up.
Fair enough. I am just gonna break the egg inside of it, I suppose.
Yeah, and the egg breaks, and inside, outside of like having 2 yolks, which is not entirely like out of the ordinary, is just an egg on the inside of the shell. You can like see through the shell the words written on the other side, but otherwise it's just like the way you would expect the inside of a normal egg to look like.
I guess now for the omelet.
You lost me on that one as well, Spider.
I don't know. You might actually start making an omelet if we're not getting anything from this.
Yeah, honestly, I did said everything I had. I'm kind of out of ideas, out of flexibility.
You know what? Yeah, you know what? As you kind of like, as Benjamin kind of like picks a fork up, roll me to investigate a mystery. As he begins to kind of like beat the egg.
Okay. 8 and I believe experience.
Yes, you do.
If you shake it around, letters will appear that tells you your destiny.
No. So as you kind of beat the egg, it kind of smells a bit funky. Maybe this one was, I don't know, kind of took a while to come out.
Phosphorus, it's fresh. It should not smell like this.
I'm not sure what you mean. Sometimes eggs just come out a bit older than they should. Also, he's been eating weird things, so that could be the effect as well. God damn it, my nose is itching. Okay, go on.
What kind? What kind of things?
Well, I've been finding him in other people's, well, refuse heaps, so to speak. I mean trash.
A refuge.
Refuse.
Refuse. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh yeah, okay.
I need to clarify that I don't mean precisely just feces.
Of course, of course.
I've also seen him kill and eat a mouse. I'm glad that I don't need to buy a cat.
Well, do you know anything else about the prophecies and how we might find out what, where to start the investigation? We can't just wait.
Well, I've told you, you need to make a pilgrimage to the Witches Cauldron. And she told you this before. It's a specifically placed within, what should I call it? Oh god, I'm drawing a blank, because I did look this up. It was like hill, but it's around the hills. It's like within the hillside, not the hillside, the hills, somewhere around town. You make a few
Alright.
seconds.
If there's nothing else that you can help us with, perhaps we should make our way there.
Wait, where is the pilgrimage location exactly? I couldn't understand it.
So there's the hillside near, I think, Howardian Hills, because that sounds familiar. So I think near that. Let's see.
Well, I mean, like, how far is it? Is it like a short walk away? Is it like a 5-kilometer run? Do we need a car? That kind of stuff.
Hold on. I can just give you. Wait, cars in 1800s? This is
Exactly,
me.
I was about to say.
Yeah, okay, you know what I mean. My history is bad and all.
Wagon.
It's 14 miles, like 5-hour trek by foot.
Okay, so it is manageable at least.
Took a couple of hours.
Yeah, I wanted to look that up specifically so that nobody gets incensed that at least if I chose a specific real life area, might as well go with that. But yeah. So where's towards?
I guess we should go to the cauldron.
Do you make any sort of preparations outside of maybe like some snacks and water?
Is there danger there? Taylan, if you want to ask something, feel free.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go to my house, pick up some of my saved up money to get some stuff. Like, we probably need some food, some water, maybe a tent or something.
So I'm giving a quick glance because I know like the biggest predator is so the biggest predator currently in modern day England is like the red fox. So obviously like it's not particularly dangerous as far as animals are concerned. Bears have been extinct for like centuries at that point, as well as wolves, or very rare. The worst you can expect is like what's the word? Untamed, like shepherd dogs that have been, got lost and they basically went wild. Got feral. That's the word I'm looking for. Feral shepherd dogs. And other than that, I mean, there are various kinds of supernatural beasties that you might run into, but it's a pretty rare matter. And considering everything, it might be more prudent outside of for example, salt and iron shavings. It might be better to not try and prepare yourselves, because you don't need to deal with that right now.
Yeah. We're also used to supernatural stuff for the most part.
Yep.
Wait, I just realized, just to check. I think you said Benjamin was a noble, right?
Spider.
Low aristocracy.
Yeah, but
Barely
means-
relevant.
Yeah, but that must mean he has some good money, right? Can he get us a car or a cartridge or anything
Sometimes
like
low aristocracy
Carriage.
barely had any money.
that? Oh, damn.
Yeah,
Especially most had money enough to live, but not enough to have fancy things. That's why the first dandies, some that were low aristocracy, would go into debt because of it. So and that is before even. This is before even then. So he doesn't have much. He has like a nicer, slightly bigger house. There is a library there, but for the most part, there's nothing that much there, honestly.
And besides, you're looking for a wilderness trek, so I'm pretty sure. I think it's pretty safe to assume that there aren't any kind of roads there.
Yep. Exactly. So
Yeah.
you best head out on foot.
Okay, just another thing. Can we maybe get some horses? Is that possible? Maybe they're cheaper than a full-on cart and would be much more easier for off-roading.
Far as I know, I don't think so, because you would need to put a pretty hefty down payment for
Yeah.
the horse, because otherwise you can just walk away with it. Whereas with the carriage, there's always the the driver who can go "Oi, pay!" You know. So I think in the short term it would be more expensive.
Yep. Anyway, we best head out.
So as the two of you begin the journey, it's right around evening. It's a pretty it's an overcast day, and as you start, you see specks of white begin to fall from the sky. At first they're few and rare, but then they start to grow thicker and thicker, and soon enough you're in a full-blown, it's not a blizzard, but it's heavy snowfall. So there's all the more reason to hurry as much as you can towards your destination.
Good.
So,
Yeah.
as the two of you make your way northwards, you begin to see you see the scenery kind of it's hilly, it's pretty foresty kind of area, and it doesn't take long before the city disappears behind the forest line. And at this point it's been snowing for long enough that it's beginning to build up under your feet. As The cloudy day continues, and you begin to make your way through it. Obviously, the day is pretty short, and it begins to grow dark. And the two of you keep walking and walking and walking until suddenly you begin to realize it's not as dark as your limited vision. It's your vision is too limited for how dark it is. It's not so dark, but it almost feels like there's this dark fog surrounding the two of you. And as you look between the tree trunks, between within the fog, you see vague humanoid silhouettes, and it seems to be closing in.
Did you say that? Over there.
See what exactly?
The people, I believe.
Perhaps we should greet them.
Hmm.
Let's go and greet the suspicious shadow people, I suppose.
We definitely know who we are looking for. But yeah. If they are them, we might be lucky.
So I believe Benjamin has an ability called the Sight, right?
Yes.
As you kind of look at the fog, at the roiling, almost you can kind of like begin to see tendrils within the fog, kind of like coiling inwards, and the two of you start walking towards it, as to greet the humanoid shapes you see within. But it almost seems to so it's still closing in on you, but it's like closing in far slower than it should based on the fact that you're approaching it. It's almost like it's moving along like with you while still contracting in on you.
Do I know if it's dangerous, or what is it?
That would be a roll to investigate a mystery.
Okay.
Also mark another experience point.
Yep. 14.
A 14. Nice. So it feels so as you look at it, it doesn't seem like you kind of tune your sight to it. You see the coiling, the flowing dark energies within, and they don't seem like they don't carry the jagged forms of something that would harm you directly. But nevertheless, it is something that is clearly supernatural, and as such, you know better than to let your guard down around it.
As we would be approaching them, I would just kind of take out my hand, kind of extend it a little bit up, and I'm going to say, halt! Clearly, you most likely do not mean us harm. However, I must ask you to identify yourselves.
I need to underline that because it occurs to me that this wasn't as obvious. To Benjamin, using like his sight and looking like investigating the haze, he realizes that like the shapes within it, vaguely humanoid though they may be, are very much like not precisely physically there. They're all kind of more like sock puppets in the shadow.
Okay, I mean, I can still communicate with them.
I mean, you can say that, but they don't seem to react.
So, what about... So, those are the figures, right? The humanoid ones.
Yes, there's humanoids. There's haze like surrounding you, which is almost like made out of darkness. Basically, it's like wisps of lowered light levels, I guess, lower brightness, that grow like thicker and thicker up until it's like darkness, darkness, but you can see like within it you can kind of like make out what seems to be vaguely humanoid shapes. You know, like you can see kind of like shoulder outline and the head, and it kind of like seem to be undulating, but they also seem to be static as it is closing in on the two of you.
Be careful, as they seem to be supernatural in origin.
Yes, so I
Or do
guess
you
I'm-
see? I don't believe you see the tendril.
Did I see the what?
The tendrils.
Yeah, the tendrils, of course. Who wouldn't see the tendrils?
That would be a no.
Yes, yeah.
I would like to. He's probably Victor's probably not gonna make a fuss. So I would just have the two of us approach, but I would still stay on my guard. If something unusual happens, I would like to retaliate if possible, or move out the way. Something according to that.
So, because you rolled sharp as well as you did, I'm going to clarify that you've already like tried approaching the fog, and you don't approach the fog. The fog essentially is just approaching you. It's approaching you with like consistent speed. Even as you stop, it's approaching with as much speed, and it's all around the two of you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, for now, I guess I would just have us wait until it comes to us.
So the fog is closing in, and you begin to hear whispers within it. Benjamin hears like a single voice, really, just like one man's voice, just whispering indistinctly within it, whereas Victor hears a cacophony of voices. He hears, but primarily he hears feminine voices as the haze slowly closes in, and then it stops 3 meters away from the two of you, and then with a sort of I want to say swooshing, kind of like sharp swooshing, it just collapses in, and the two of you find yourself surrounded by darkness. Victor begins to kind of hear voices. It's his wife, it's his did he have like it was just like him, his pregnant wife, and his dog, right?
Yeah.
So
I was hearing my dog.
not the dog, no, but you do hear your wife's voice crying out. You hear her say, "Why did you do that to us?" You hear her say things like, "You never really loved us," and look at her and stuff, and you feel like some small tiny hands like kind of clinging to the hem of your trousers, but as you like recoil back from them, you look down and you see, well, nothing. You just faintly wispy shapes just darting all around you. Meanwhile, Benjamin just hears his own voice berating himself like, "Benjamin Langley, heir of the Langley estate, and look at you, so so ready to bring shame to us, so ready to be the final stain to mark off our ledger."
And do we realize that it's either an illusion or like? Do we remember the fog?
You don't precisely like remember the fog. It's these things like seem like they echo from within you, almost like outwards, and then they're reflected back in, louder.
What thoughts?
What did you say, Taylan?
So is that our thought? Our thoughts, our thinkings are like, you think that you're a disappointment, I maybe think that I'm the one responsible for killing my wife.
Roll me. You know what? Roll me cool.
Okay.
Also mark experience.
Woohoo.
You know what? I'm gonna give it to you. It occurs to you that, like, as you're trying to figure out the nature of this, situation you've gotten yourself in. I should probably mark myself as do not disturb. It kind of like you realize that these are all like your guilt. These are all things that are currently weighing you down. These are what you believe are, I guess, these are the things you blame yourself for, in a way. These are things that you are afraid the most of doing, of having done, or potentially doing in the future.
All right. Guess I'm gonna. If that's guess I'm gonna try to find the Benjamin. Like, this is fake. It's just our thoughts. Calm down. Something like that.
You know what? I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say that Benjamin catches like half of that. Is like, fake, calm.
There's a disturbance. Fake calm.
No, you hear that he's saying stuff. It's just like his voice waxes and wanes. It's like, this is fake. Calm down. Stay calm.
I mean, I don't want to make up my own narrative to make this longer than it needs to be. Would I roll something to kind of figure out what I can figure out from what he's saying?
You can. Yeah, you know what? Just roll me sharp, I guess, to investigate a mystery again. And I think you mark another point of experience. Okay. Yeah, it's gonna be good enough to partial success and make a full success. Did you mark experience as well?
Yep, I have.
Alright. So yeah, I kind of realize that he's telling you to like keep your calm and to not believe what you're faced with.
Okay. So I kind of try to get these thoughts out of my my head, as they're unimportant now. There's something that we need to prevent these.
Alright, roll cool.
Okay. 7.
You kind of begin to push them away, and you see essentially, like, as you do that, you kind of almost physically envision yourself shoving the thought like backwards, pushing back on the feeling, and as you do that, the wisps, the shades around you begin to grow prickly. They grow sharp, and they literally, like, you almost feel them drive into you. You feel them straight, like, on the edge of your skin, and as you kind of like are flooded with even more powerful visions of your shame, you fall, you stumble backwards as they begin flooding in again, and you see the wisps kind of like grow back.
Okay. So are we able to see beyond the darkness now? Or
no. You are still in the darkness, surrounded by the wisps and the echoes of your shame, I guess, guilt.
Can I take my rapier and just try to slash the darkness? Apparently my rapier is magical.
Well, it is the magical dagger, but that just means that it overcomes armor.
Oh.
But as you pick up the rapier, you kind of like pull it out and begin to stab into the darkness. And as you like, you feel a wet, like, squelching sound as you pull the dagger back, as you pull the rapier back, and its tip smeared in blood. And you look ahead, and you see where you stabbed before. You see like your wife, a gaping hole in her heart where your sword was a few seconds ago, before she kind of like fades away back into the darkness. The look, the haunted look on her face, still, well, lingering in your mind.
Can I make a cool check like, no, this isn't real, just an illusion, nothing more?
Yes.
Alright. Gonna make a roll. A partial success.
Also, I think you mark experience.
Alright.
But it's still like, yes, it is not real, but it seems like it isn't letting you go. It seems like fighting isn't the solution here.
I would like to kind of tune in into their, I guess kind of try to figure out what are they doing to us, and possibly, well, I mean, we kind of already know, but like, how can we make it stop? Do we need to do something?
Okay, roll me.
Do we need to like overpower them?
Okay, roll me weird, but with -1.
-1 instead of a +2, or
No. Just +1.
oh, it's just +1.
Yes.
Okay, I guess I'll change it. That will be a 9.
Okay. You hear like within the cacophony of noises of your own like ego berating you. You hear like almost like a faint thread. You just hear. It is okay. It's fine. Yes. I did. Yes, I might. But that is okay. And it occurs to you that really this isn't about whatever is happening to you isn't about punishing you. It isn't about anything other than it's something that is trying to tell you to let go of your guilt.
Okay. Well, I'm going to try to communicate that to Victor.
All right.
My friend, we need to let go of our guilt for what happened. Apparently, that is their message. Also, how do I do a level up?
Well, choose your improvement, and I'm just go ahead and add it.
Okay.
Victor, roll me sharp.
Okay.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm gonna say that. You hear like let go, and it kind of sounds to you like they got Benjamin.
Oh yeah, by the way, we should probably hold hands so we don't get lost in the darkness. Am I near Benjamin now?
No. You kind of like fumble around in the darkness for him, and he's nowhere to be found.
Yeah, I guess I try to find him then.
You keep walking and like you begin to feel this weight pressing down on your shoulders as you do, and you realize that you've been walking for about as much as you've been like you've walked as much as you've walked away from the city. So you've basically I'm fucking shit at words are not coming to me right now. So you realize that you've walked now as much as you've walked since you've left the city and encountered this haze. And there's still no Benjamin in sight.
Let's go.
Suddenly, like, one of the And it occurs to Victor that they probably already got Benjamin. That someone else has died and he couldn't do anything. And Benjamin's voice begins to join them. Just the last two words: "Let go, let go, let go."
What am I supposed to let go?
If I could take one right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so it would be telepathy. I don't know how, if that's cheaty.
No, you've
Like,
leveled up.
Use it immediately.
Let's see.
Try to help Victor.
Do you have telepathy?
That's not cheating. That's like an ability. Like imagine.
Oh yeah, literally.
Yeah, like imagine if we were playing D&D and is like, and our role goes like, you know what? Would it be okay if I sneaked away from the fight? Like, would that be because they're cheating?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna go ahead and add it. That will be a act under pressure. So roll me cool. Let's see. Are you gonna be leaving it like that?
Yeah, I'm gonna use a luck point to make it a 12.
Alright. So you find, like, within the static of the noise, within the kind of shell that, because right now Benjamin, I think, is pretty much like outside. He has saved himself, but you manage to kind of break through back in. And you clutch your chest in pain as you kind of like feel your whole body seize up, but you manage to reach. You feel you've managed to reach Victor, and you can tell him.
Victor, you need to let go. They're telling us, they're trying to help us.
Let go of what? My weapons?
No, your guild. You need to forgive yourself. That is their goal with us. They want to.
Oh
They
yeah.
they want to help us. It's the spirits.
You can say I don't have the voice acting term for it. You can say Victor's going kind of low, kind of vulnerable. I guess. I don't know how to do that. Oh, forgive myself.
Roll me tough.
Oh shit! Am I gonna get my ass kicked?
So it takes Victor a while. He's looks in himself, and he keeps replaying that scene before where he saw himself stabbing his own pregnant wife, and he sees that. It keeps flashing in his mind and keeps going and going and going, and what initially was pain, what initially was hurt, is just kind of like slowly grows cold, grows numb. And whereas like for Benjamin, the haze just kind of like parted away. It kind of like just kind of smoothly let him live, almost like kind of giving him a caress, giving him a pat, like congratulations. And he sees, like, from the outside, he sees this kind of like dark haze surround that he's just left. Benjamin hears a shriek, an inhuman shriek, as cracks begin to appear around the haze, and it just crumbles. And inside he sees Victor standing straight, a very kind of stern and stony expression on his face.
Oh damn! Did my character just straight up refuse to forgive himself?
Not precisely. He didn't so much accept the guilt as he just killed the part of himself that felt it. Also mark experience.
Yeah, that kind of broke the fire. Like Victor just rid himself of his humanity, and yeah, you get the experience. God damn it.
Victor, are you fine?
Fine. Yes, he says like it's a question. Yes. In fact, maybe I am better than fine.
That's precisely what I was. No, that's precisely the answer I was thinking. You know, better than fine.
Yeah, don't worry, Benjamin, my old boy. I am plenty fine.
You went through something terrible in there. I know. I did as well, but what happened to you was horrifying.
Okay, guys, AutoCap, can I just take a break?
Yeah, this is probably the point where I've started because I feel like you know, a conversation about schnitzels is a good point to get back in on. But yeah, it just but this one was with pork, so just like pork flattened out and then breaded and fried. They had like three of them. They were like yay big, so not like extremely big, but still pretty. They're pretty popular with, especially kids love them in these parts. And sometimes you need to feed the child inside of you. It's taking a long while to digest him.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
Alright, I have once again lowered the amount of blood in my caffeine system, and when we left off, Victor had finally broken free of the grasp as well, of the grasp of the haze as well, and though in a less in a less, what's the word I'm looking for? I guess no, not normal. That's not the proper term, but well, a more violent seemingly approach, a more blunt approach than Benjamin. It still feels weird to say Benjamin. I still feel like I'm about to have to chastise you.
I mean, most people that would do that would be British, so.
Oh, what?
Do it. Or Benjamin. Or mate.
And I had hoped that no war crimes against the British would be committed tonight, but
Have you heard my accent? That's like 5 British.
nah, mate, that was literally no accent. Sorry. Up until this point, you kind of had plausible deniability.
I mean, yeah, I'm just gonna stop with the accent. That'd be my attempt at a British accent. RP. My attempt at RP.
I mean, far as I'm concerned, I mean, it's fine. It's not a problem. And anyone that takes a problem with that, well, I mean, I guess they're doing pretty well. But yeah, so it's fine by me. But I do think, or at least if I were in your place, it would be one of those things that I'd be like, yeah, it was fun starting out, but now it's getting kind of tedious.
Yeah, that's why I decided to stop it.
Yeah. So, with that in mind, I designed this rhyme. You'd been walking for a while until on like this trail through the woods, right? On your trek up the hill. You've been climbing, and at one point, sorry, you haven't been climbing, it's been kind of like you've been running kind of tangential to the hills because you still need to follow trails rather than just going off on your own. At one point, you, like in many fables, or I guess fairy tales, you come at a crossroads and you see a post that comes like as the road is headed. There is a post like right in the middle, which seems to be splitting the road in 2 directions. One to the right, where the hills are, and one that goes to the left, but you can't kind of like see where it is going. And as you kind of approach, the brain, fuck, work. As you approach the crossroads, you see, a owl, and I need to underline that, like, it's kind of like getting pretty late. You see this owl as it approaches, as it kind of flies on and it lands on the post. You see it kind of like pecking at the post, and then it seems to be following you two with its gaze as you approach. Which way do you take?
Well, the owl is a definite sign of mysticism. Headcanon, by the way. So, what do you think we should? What do you think we should do, Victor? As he kind of like tries to gauge his answer in. He just wants to hear him talk a little bit more. As he's too quiet for Benjamin's taste.
To be fair, I'm kind of. It's gonna sound fucked up, but at this point, I'm kind of over the whole I killed my family thing. They were kind of annoying, not gonna lie. At this point, I'm just following you. I don't care about this curse stuff anymore.
Oh, no. So, normally I don't interject like this, but I need to first off clarify that it's not that Victor doesn't care about his family anymore. It's just that he has fully shed like any nuance of having, like him being the guilty party. It's just like all that is left in his mind is just like a kind of cold, burning determination, just like grim determination to just avenge himself. It's no longer the hot kind of guilt. Where he's just like, it's fresh in his mind. It's just kind of solidified.
Oh damn! Yeah, thanks for clarifying that up for me. I thought we could just sit fucking and completely drop his humanity.
No. He did, but he's stilled himself essentially. He has the objective, and he's going to complete it, and he's determined to complete it. It's just that it's kind of like with a sort of detachment.
I'm not exactly sure. Can I try to find out if Can I try following Benjamin's advice and try to see if the owl is magical in some way? Maybe with a sharp check or a weird check?
That would be a sharp check, yeah, to investigate a mystery.
Alright.
Yeah.
Come on.
Why am I now so fucking itchy?
It actually was a success.
Yeah, partial success. Well, you notice that the owl seems to be staring at you, which is definitely strange, as owls being ambush predators should 100% not be comfortable with, like, staring down another being, especially not humans. And it's still, like, not quite as late. Like, it could be an early owl, the early owl gets the mouse. But it's still kind of weird.
Alright. I could try shooting the owl if you want, see where it leads us.
It could be a bad sign towards the owner, perhaps.
As you suggest, like, shooting it, you see the owl kind of like tilt its head quizzically to the side.
Calm down, I'm not gonna actually shoot you. I'm going to miss, so you run back to your owner. You get what I'm saying? I'm just gonna say to the owl.
Well, I mean, it's... I don't think that would be very productive for you.
Wait, we all fucking talk!
Well, yes, I did quite do that. I have come to guide you at this crossroad.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
Oh, don't quite thank me yet. It says this as it kind of like you hear a crackling as it's still kind of like avian shape, but its body slowly kind of morphs into like its lower body grows kind of more jagged, and its upper head, while still like owl like, it kind of slightly its beak, like the lower side of its face, slightly extends forward, or almost like brings to mind a goat-like look, as a second pair of eyes kind of open alongside its head, and two small horns grow up. I have standards, but I've already caught you. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna play a little game. You're just gonna have to choose the right way to go. You can try as many times as you want, but... or I should say, as many times as you can. But you can also ask me where to go. But with a couple stipulations. I will tell the truth every once in a few questions. I will lie every other time. You cannot repeat the same question multiple times. So what do you say?
Victor?
Well, it's not like we have much of a choice, you know.
True.
Or we could try to, threaten like, hey, either you tell us where to go or we'll gut you like a bird or a fish. That works as well.
You will try, but like many others before you, you will fail.
Alright.
I do not like angering the forest. However, well, as he kind of looks at the owl, twisted it may be, I would agree to your game. What way may we call you?
Oh, that's not something to concern yourself with yet, Benjamin.
How did you know our names? We didn't even say them yet. Dun, dun, dun.
Perhaps he's been expecting us?
Or he heard us screaming each other's names during the shadow monster phase. That's also an option, I suppose. This is out of character, by the way, I suppose.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, if we're doing this, here is my first question. How do you decide when to lie and when to tell the truth? Is it based on question per question, or is it like, I'm gonna lie for 2 questions, then tell the truth once, lie twice, tell the truth once, a pattern like that?
Question by question.
God damn it. Alright, ideas, of course.
I mean, you asked first, Victor.
Wait, I just realized, do we have a question? I guess I'm asking this both in character and out of character. Do we have a limit on questions?
No, not really, as long as you ask, like, as long as you don't repeat the question, you can, keep asking.
What's 1 plus 1?
3.
Okay, I know this is gonna be really stupid, but can I make a sharp check to see if he is telling the truth or not?
He's obviously not telling the truth, come on.
Oh man, no, maybe since Victor has a fucking -1 in sharp, he just can't count to 3.
Let's not go.
Yeah, that's a bit of an exaggeration, sorry. Alright. I actually did read a riddle like this in one of my books. This might have been better if there were 2 owls instead.
Just kind of shrugs.
Well then, I suppose it will be my turn.
Wait, can I ask one more question, Benjamin? I have an idea.
Feel free.
If you were in our situations, how would you solve this puzzle?
I would just lie down and die.
That's a fucking lie, and you know it. Alright, Benjamin, you're up.
Well, you said that every few questions you will give us a lie. Are you not breaking what you said now with this question? Unless, well, I guess my question would be, would you actually give up against yourself?
No, I would not.
How is it possible, then, that you lied twice in a row?
I did not lie twice in a row.
Okay, to be fair, I think in my first question he said, "Oh, I decide when to lie by like a question-to-question basis." So I don't think it's exactly a rule where it's like, "Oh, I can only lie once before having a cooldown on lies" or something like that.
Well then.
He said he will be telling the truth once in a while. So it's the truth. So it's you like getting an honest answer from him that has a cooldown, not the lie.
Oh, okay. I thought it was the opposite. Okay, fair enough. Victor, what about 2 questions each?
What?
Would you like to ask the next 2 questions? So we go like 2 questions each?
I don't have any questions in my head right now.
Okay.
Wait, okay. I'm asking this to the DM or to my eyes. How many roads are there?
How many what?
How many roads are there? Because one of the options is, just go along the road and just try again and again and again, right? I suppose we can just brute force it by trying every direction.
There's only 2 roads.
Oh, 2 roads? Why don't we just split up then? I'm saying this to the... I forgot his name. Brendan?
Benjamin.
Benjamin. Yeah, I'm saying this to Benjamin. There are 2 roads. We can just split up.
I assume that this could be some form of puzzle or trick.
Oh yeah,
From
we
the
split up,
gentleman?
then Owl hunts us one by one.
Maybe.
I would definitely do that.
I like how he doesn't even lie about it.
We didn't ask a question, so hush. So,
Okay. To be fair, it's not like he's not allowed to speak,
oh well. Fair enough. So we try both the same ones, or one each?
Wait, I have an idea. If with the bird is like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna help you," can you help us with a physical favor?
Yes.
Alright, can you grab me and then just fly up for a while so I can get a bird's eye view?
No, I will not do that.
Oh man.
The question was, can you?
Yes. And then he added to it.
Yeah, he ain't know how to do it.
He answered.
Alright.
Will you?
Yes. You see him kind of like he's begun to kind of like groom himself. He's backing like under his feathers. Why don't you go? Try one of the roads.
Well, shall we, Victor?
Yeah, sure. Well, let's go to the right. Right is right, you know.
Yes, I know women are on the left.
What?
Nah, no. It doesn't matter. I'm not gonna explain right now. We're going right.
So as the two begin to make their way right, you can kind of like, as you walk past the owl, you see him kind of like go slack-jawed. Almost like as you pass him. And as you keep walking and walking and walking, you see, you suddenly find yourselves at the rim of this huge depression, like inside the hill. You don't even recall climbing up the hill. It seems you've chosen the correct path by complete luck.
I told you, right is right.
What do we see inside the depression?
So by this point it's pretty late. The snow has ended and there's no like the cloud. It's a clear sky. You can see like the stars. It's pretty night by this point. And as you look down into the depression that you identified to be the Witches Cauldron, you really see nothing down there. The Yorkshire witch told you to, like, wash yourselves of the curse inside of the Witch's Cauldron. But yeah, it's just what you would expect of a place like this. Maybe the vegetation is slightly rarer than all around, even if it's just snowed. But that's about it.
The witch told us to wash our sins. Maybe she meant that literally, like we should take a bath or something.
That is true. Riddles can be quite literal sometimes.
Yeah, and witches like to be cryptic and shit.
A language. Or gentlemen.
Well, I'm gonna jump in. You wanna come too?
Yes, let's refresh ourselves.
Alright. So, cauldron has water in it, right?
No, there is nothing. It's just a depression in the hill. Like, it's the hill, and it's a roughly like 500 meters in 1 kilometer in diameter, so 500 meters radius depression. It seems to be like suspiciously smooth.
Well, perhaps we should look around.
Yeah.
It should be near the place that we're supposed to go.
So do you? So I don't get this. Do you like go into the depression? Because that is the Witch's Cauldron.
Okay, just to check, Witch's Cauldron like the name of the valley or something?
Yeah, the depression. That's what it's called.
Oh, I thought we were supposed to find like an actual cauldron.
I thought we were supposed to, I thought it was like a group of people, like I was looking for a house or something.
No, it's the depression itself, sorry.
Okay, fair enough. I thought that's just how they called the coven or something, because I just assumed. Okay. Well, let us enter.
So, as the two of you begin to make your way down the hill, Benjamin, you feel the darkness that has kind of like begun to take root up. There's two things that you feel. One that Victor also feels, which is like the air begins to grow like warmer and warmer and warmer, to the point where you're like at about the halfway point you're already kind of sweating. And Benjamin himself also feels like the darkness that's been plaguing him, including his like paranoia and self-consciousness, about the vision that he had kind of like fade away. As the two of you keep going down. I would feel remiss to not prompt you. Do you keep going down?
I mean, you know, as we kind of feel the feeling, you know, just kind of maybe slightly more resilient to go down, but like still going down for the most. Like we need to get rid of this, whatever is happening.
Yeah.
All right. So as you two reach like the 3/4 point, the 90% to the bottom of the depression point, at this point the air feels scalding, and it hits you that you've been growing weaker and weaker, and the two of you feel your legs give way like beneath you, and if you fall you will tumble all the way down to the center.
What if I make us slightly float? Just kind of so that we float down, you know, not up, but like we're like very light or something, and then we just float down to safety. If we tumble.
You can, I mean, you can do that, but you could also roll tough to try and, or yeah, that'll be tough to like. You can try to resist the weakness. Keep steady on your feet.
Can I do it? Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, probably should.
I did it. I get a partial success, and I leveled up, baby.
Nice. So you manage to hold yourselves from falling, but your strength still fails you. You feel like you've bought yourself some time before you begin to collapse towards the center, but you also can't like gather the strength to climb back up. And as this happens, you hear a voice, and you see, like, for Benjamin, he sees the edges of the crater of the depression, kind of like he kind of like sees them fade between like normal rock and like metal, and the two of you see this kind of like large humanoid looming shadow above the two of you, and you feel like the air around you begin to kind of swirl as if it was not vented, as if it was like circulated, as if someone was fanning it basically, while the like shape above you seems to be doing the motions of stirring up a cauldron. And you see this kind of like vague translucent, like barely visible rod shape moving around the cauldron. Being held, so basically it like the shade that you see above the cauldron is stirring it, and the thing that I described, like that's the end of the rod she uses for stirring.
Oh, what do we know of? I don't know if that's what you call them, shades, but like, what would we know of this creature?
No. So what I'm describing is that you kind of it's not a shade creature. You're just seeing like something that's partly there, or like you're partly somewhere else.
Okay. Okay. Shall we approach?
Hello everyone. Sorry about that. I kind of said something personal, and GM had to cut it. Sorry about that once again.
Yeah, it was more so for flow. But yeah, and I also needed to kind of clarify some things that, you know, y'all can just go back and listen to my description, fuck off. Because, I mean, yeah, you don't have that privilege. So, yeah, and I just, like needed to make it really painfully clear, so, because they're actually in the situation. But yeah. So, you said you wanted to do a sharp check and investigate a mystery 4.
I want to know if the big shadow witch that is shaking the cauldron is the same witch that we met at the beginning of the session.
I mean, it's kind of hard because you can just see whether like she has the same silhouette. And sure, roll me for that.
Yeah.
Ceiling POV.
Damn, man. Okay, since this is a one shot, I'm gonna use one of my luck points and make this an 11.
Is it? Oh yeah, it's an 11. Either way, that is a complete success. I wonder what tag do I do for your luck thing. Luck. When you find a dangerous lead on your prey. You have this flash of inspiration. You have just like this flash of sight. As it occurs to you, you've been kind of gathering clues even before heading here, and the pieces just fall in place. And you also see her face, greedily sneering as she's... At this point, it kind of like you just flash, and the two of you see yourselves literally in a like metal cauldron with the shadowy form still looking above you. But it occurs to Victor as he sees that face. It's her. She did it. It was Mary Bateman who just murdered, whether directly or indirectly, it was her who killed his family, and now she plans to do the same to him. But why now? Why here? Why like this? As the cauldron keeps stirring and the winds begin to grow. Benjamin, you can also try something before you know your feet will begin to fail you again.
I'd like to know what is the origin, or rather, I mean, I would assume that it's clearly magical. I just would like to know what is doing it.
It's okay. That's going to be, you know what? Roll me a weird.
Okay. Also, like, are there ways to?
Oh wait, actually, you have as good sharp.
Oh.
Either way, because you have the same modifier for sharp, right?
Yeah, it's the same. So yeah.
Yeah. So, you kind of figure that what's going on. You've been sent by her as sacrifices, as a source of power. She's been duping you. What she's performing right now, it's like physically you're just in the cauldron, but your souls, which is what she is slowly siphoning, are in like her are someplace else as she's slowly boiling them apart. She's slowly turning your essentially souls into power. And as you kind of realize this, you feel your legs begin to kind of like shake as your power begins to leave you. And in your mind, you hear a voice. And now it sounds familiar. Well, Benjamin. Looks like you could use a hand.
Desmond?
What? Oh, yeah. Yeah, kinda disappointed you didn't see that earlier.
Desmond? Who's Desmond?
We'll just say that's Benjamin's friend. He's a
Oh, okay.
benefactor.
It's a backstory. I was like, wait, did I miss something?
It's the demon. I guess it doesn't matter. It's a one shot. It's the demon that gave them.
Victor did meet him.
Oh, okay.
Because I did mention earlier.
Right.
He did say earlier.
Fair enough. Fair enough. It's the demon that gave him his magic when he became essentially a wizard
Cool story.
or a
mate.
mystic. Okay. Can you do something about this?
Me? Not really. But I can tell you something you can do, and it will be one hell of a help for me. You see, right now, you're at a point where a decision you can make is gonna change, well, a lot of things. And if I'm being honest, make the right choice and you'll be doing me one hell of a favor, kid. So,
you help me, I help you.
yeah, let's go with that.
No.
So, so what you can do, and I'll help you, is one of you can leave this place. That's it. You can just use my power, send one of you away. But the other one, well, the other one's gonna be on his own.
He's going to just kind of crack a smile at that. And he's just going to look at Victor. Well, old boy, it has been fun for this while with you. However, looks like I must leave you.
Wait, are you sacrificing yourself for me?
No, I'm telling you. I'm telling Victor. I must leave you. But perhaps one day we might even see each other again.
Wait, you're leaving me to die?
And in my mind, I'm going to say, I choose Victor.
You motherfucker! This is impossible. I have to canonically serve.
Of course. You chose right, kid. And this kind of like large pair of like shadowy wings kind of like unfurl from behind Benjamin, and they envelop like Victor wholly. I got this right? You're sending Victor away.
I'm sending Victor to be saved.
Yeah.
What?
And okay, good, because
damn.
Taylan kind of confused me.
You were like,
So-
sacrifice me.
So Victor gets surrounded by this pair of blackened wings, and within a couple seconds, Victor suddenly like blinks, and he sees himself in a different place. It's a marshy, swampy kind of area, and in front of him is a house. Meanwhile, Benjamin tumbles as his strength leaves him, and he slides all the way down to the bottom. He feels the like searing hot metal like burning his back. He's looking up, and past the metal rim, he sees her face, Mary Bateman. But there is no waking up now. Moving on to Victor. There, you find yourself in this kind of like you don't really know where you are. It's a pretty isolated, pretty lonely area, except for one house.
I think I know what's happening. I'm gonna enter that house with my weapons ready.
Inside, you see Mary Bateman, who is stirring a cauldron, and clinging to her leg, you see a young boy who like sees you and begins to cry out. And you know what must be done.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
This is a canon event.
I'm sorry, why is this again? Okay, can we take a quick break? Like, while I take control. Alright, if there are any viewers who are listening to this, they're like, what the fuck are these weirdos talking about? Here's the thing. In the previous campaign, my character was this undead Grundy, who was the son of a witch, was murdered by a psycho, and his whole quest was like, I'm gonna get back and I'm gonna kill the dude who murdered me. This is basically my previous character's origin story. I'm going to murder that fucker. How do I do this? I'm just gonna simply shoot the... I'm gonna... Did you play Assassin's Creed 4 before, Shaker?
I think so, but it did kind of bore me.
Oh, you our main character can equip up to 4 pistols, and he can basically like combo, like he shoots one, immediately shoots other, like he just switches between pistols. I'm gonna do that to the mother, and then I'm gonna decapitate the child.
No, so Grundy was shot in the head.
Oh right.
That was his. And here's how I think is best it happens is that Victor isn't like aiming at Grundy directly as much as like Grundy is clinging to Mary's like leg as she kind of turns around, and as she turns around and tries to say something, Victor tries to shoot the cauldron, but because he's still weakened and confused, the arrow, the shot flies wrong, and it hits the child in the head. But it does go like through the skull, through Grundy's skull, into the cauldron, as it kind of like cracks, and this wailing kind of begins to pour like out from the cauldron as it basically like it crumbles to ash. Meanwhile,
Scene instead, if it's possible.
what?
Can I make the scene instead if it's possible? I do have some ideas, like maybe not brutally murder both of them like that, but I do have an idea.
Well, here's the thing. What happens afterwards is that with her cauldron broken, Mary uses like the last of her power to drive Victor off and then resurrect Grundy.
Alright, you canonically survive this encounter.
Yep.
Yes.
He does actually. So what happens is that he ends up in prison, and in prison he like chokes out like Mary because she is found and tried for murder by poison, right? Like first degree murder, and she gets incarcerated, and Victor, like in prison, basically chokes her out, and pretty much like it gets covered by something. This gets revealed later on. But as for Benjamin, as it kind of like laying down in the middle of, he suddenly like feels all the cold rushing back in as he's staring at the starry sky, and he hears a rumbling as he sees like the walls of the crater begin to tumble inwards, to crumble inwards, and he finds that he doesn't really have the strength to stand up anymore. And as he kind of like lies dying, he sees Desmond's owl form, well, his demon owl form, kind of like land there and goes, well, kid, you've done good. And, in due time, this world will be rid of me too. I can offer you, if it's any consolation, I can make sure that, well, this won't really hurt. As, like, the rocks are rolling in.
Oh, wait a second. Is Desmond the owl creature from before?
Yeah, but it was, like, purposefully obfuscated.
Oh.
And stop the...
Wait, does that mean Spider created him?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
He appeared. I didn't realize it was him, but now he revealed that it was him the entire time.
Yep.
So he's gonna say, I was hoping to die more quietly. The only thing that I would ask for is a little cup of tea. As, I guess it's inevitable for me to fade forever. Huh. Bums away.
So...
He is going to let Desmond do what he wanted to.
So Desmond kind of like unfurls one of his wings and kind of like makes this motion over Benjamin as if he's like basically pulling up the cover on him, you know, like his whatchamacallit, the thing you sleep under.
A blanket?
Yeah, like he's pulling up, like he's covering him up with a blanket, and Benjamin just kind of like suddenly sees himself on a balcony overseeing a beautiful vista, and in front of him is a cup of tea next to some ginger flavored biscuits. as he just kind of like hears a distant thunder.
Oh, what a restless night. As I'm imagining, he thinks he's like on a balcony overlooking either a town and there's a night. So I would assume that would be kind of the idea, right?
No, it's in the middle of the day. It's like beautiful, beautiful, bright day. The weather is just right.
Oh, he's gonna take the cup, thundering, and this early? Oh, what else will I seek? As he is going to enjoy what I assume is gonna be his last meal. It says, wonderful. It reminds me of home too. As I assume as he's kind of finishing everything. Oh, I like this. So as he's kind of finishing everything, so with every bite of like the biscuits, I would assume like the crunching itself maybe kind of reverberates and like almost blends with the thunder.
Sure.
The
The only pointer I'm gonna be giving is that eventually he will just like fall asleep and then he wakes up in the afterlife.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's just going to probably just kind of put everything back as he finished it, and just going to kind of I forgot the name. Frederick the Great. He's gonna Frederick the Great. As how he died is that he just kind of went into a chair.
Oh, Frederick! Yeah.
So he's gonna just kind of do that almost as if he's sleeping, but he's so British that you see he doesn't even look like he's asleep. He just looks like he's closed his eyes.
This just in: British people can't look like they're sleeping.
Yeah. I was thinking like, oh wow, the dude is about to die, and his last thoughts are, oh, I wish to have some tea.
He's so British. That is what he would wish for. Like that's the idea of this character.
Yeah, I suppose so. If it's not too much, can I make the ending myself? Like, while I was at the cabin.
So these are the key pointers. 1, Grundy gets shot in the head. 2, both Mary and Victor survive this encounter. And 3, because the cauldron gets destroyed, Mary basically starts to run unlimited power.
Alright. So why is it that Mary needs to survive?
Because she needs to revive Grundy.
Alright, I have an idea for that. So, what happens is, Victor enters the cabin, right? His first thought is, weirdly enough, that vengeance, but to knock over the cauldron in hopes that maybe he can find like a little Benjamin there. Like, maybe that's how it works. He's not exactly sure how this magic shit is supposed to work, He's kind of new on that for now. So, he cannot find it. In his anger, he stabs the mother, with the rapier as the mother falls over. The child crying, little Grundy crying, goes to the mother's child and makes a promise. I will kill you, no matter what it happens, no matter what it costs, I will kill you. And Victor's like, considering the fact that he's on his own revenge quest, he's like, you know what the fucked up thing is, kid? I believe you. I believe that growing up you could kill me and take your revenge. And that's why Victor is going to shoot him. Up a bit. But yeah, he's gonna leave. Victor's mother, in his last dying breath, then will cast a spell and revive Grundy. And maybe because of the fact that she casts a spell while she's dying is why might be that Grundy is kind of a weird undead. He's not like perfectly human,
Yeah.
Kind of botched up the ritual.
She's gonna be using basically her own soul as fucking hell, as power source for the process, as it's kind of like slipping away.
Alright.
and
Oh,
as actually, you know what? Victor just kind of like disappears into the night.
yeah, he leaves. Thank you for letting me describe that, GM. I hope you don't get in trouble for YouTube because of the child murders and stuff.
Oh no. Please. YouTube hardly cares what's at this point unless we say like excessive shit. Besides, it's a witch kid.
Okay, damn, DM is racist. Everybody, DM is racist against witches. We have to cancel him now.
So am I.
Okay, now to be fair, I like the good one. I cut this part out.
If you're gonna, cut this part out, that's
No,
okay.
I'm not.
No, don't do that.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna
This
do
part has got to stay.
that. Fine.
Yeah, it's just joking around. We didn't say anything.
I respect people of all shapes, sizes, and
Or against like werewolves, witches. Some of my best friends are vampires, actually.
yeah. Although I am anemic for some reason, which is kind of weird. There's no connection there, really. Anyway,
Yeah, I don't think it's that big of a deal if it's like fantasy racism. So I really hope it does stay. Yet you don't cut this part.
Honestly, I haven't shied away from like broaching topics that I find really fucking stupid, and this is one of the things. Like, unless it's like one of those moments in one of those worlds where like a race is weirdly coded to like weirdly analogous to either a real life race or stereotypes of a weird real life race.
Like those little guys in Harry Potter.
Yeah, for example, though admittedly, you know that I am not entirely familiar with the stereotype to be able to like fully say, but you know, enough people have said that I think there's at least some merit to that, you know, which is kind of like interesting. But Yumi, for example, was in a game where someone like actually went and coded gnomes as like Jewish people, and he that was a like very yikes description I was given, because it was all like banker systems, like secret conspiracies and shit. It was weird, but yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I guess I'm just more. I don't really care that much because it could be just a flavor thing, or I guess like a story thing. So
Yeah, well, because another thing, like it's really a matter of like, you know, the biologist question: if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck. Because if it looks like, for example, like orcs are fantasy black people, that whole bullshit, you know, that's just, I mean, let's be real. The only way those look like fantasy black people to you is if you actually think, like, if you think the person making orcs be the way they are is racist and therefore assumes that all black people are that way, which is kind of like a chicken and egg situation, you know. You presume the person is racist in order to bring proof that they are racist. That shit don't work. But if it's, for example, like if Warcraft orcs, okay, they're kind of like have tribalistic imagery, but then again, you know, it's a foil. Oh god, I'm protecting. You know what? Fuck it. Warcraft is racist. I don't care. I hate Blizzard.
Damn, what is Warcraft? Oh wait, Warcraft. I thought you meant like 40k stuff. I was like, wait, what do those orcs do?
They're 40k orcs. 40k orcs are racist against British people because they're just football hooligans. No, it's actually canon that Games Workshop modeled 40k orcs after football hooligans, and 9 times out of 10, like orcs are just kind of like generic, like chaotic evil brute. Which again, like, if those are all the signifiers that you need to point that these are analogous, no, Chief, that's on you.
Yeah.
Well,
By the way, guys, we actually, I'm pretty sure this is the end of the one shot. So
yes. And this, Your Honor, is why liking elf femboys is not gay.
God damn, that was the one I had got up.
defense, I second it.
But yeah.
No politics, alright? Let us get away from the fanboy politics. None of us are brave enough for that shit.
I mean, if there's a hole, there's... The funny thing is that the conversation that actually led up to this was far less interesting, or is it fair to say titillating if it's about femboys? Okay, I'm gonna stop!
I really wish we'll do the outro now, Cole.
Yes. So yeah, it's been a year, y'all, and I'll be starting live streams next year, so after the whole like New Year's Eve and shit. Again, if nothing disastrous happens, this is probably going up on Christmas Eve. So from me, a Merry Christmas to you all. Spider, Grundy.
Yeah, Grundy.
What do you mean, Grundy?
In my defense, we've mentioned him so much this game that it's kind of like stuck in. But yeah, Spider, Taylan.
Thank you for watching, guys. Happy holidays, happy Hanukkahs, Christmases, Chinese New Year's, whatever you guys celebrate. If you like this video, make sure you like and subscribe. Also, make sure to put down in the comments to like, hey, we like Taylan. Make sure you invite him to the next live streams. I'm gonna take this man's channel if I can help it. So you will help me with that goal. Thank you for watching.
The Hanakuna was like, for me, it was over.
Oh God.
And I started thinking, like, did he mean Hakuna Matata? Because like, that's gonna be
Did you
Hakuna Matata, everyone. Also, Happy New Year's, Merry Christmas to everyone. I hope everyone, I mean Taylan basically already said, like, subscribe, all of that. This man needs it. You do.
I'm doing the cuddle line motion.
Again and again until they understand. Also,
Please don't.
if he makes another Soulsborne game, make sure to bully him into inviting me. Seriously, why don't you invite me to Soulsborne?
Oh right, when I did Dark Souls 2.
You got the club man build.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I still really think it's funny how much I whinged when while I was going through the Aldarian Keep. But like, check the date on that one. So yeah. Well, I don't know, cause that remains for post credits. But yeah. So happy holidays, y'all. Hope you have a happy New Year. Drink in moderation. Peace.
Later, everybody.
Bye.
Have a happy New Year. Drink in moderation. Peace.
Later, everybody.
Bye.